Good evening, everyone. Happy Saturday to you. Man, it is cold here. Let me just put that out there right now. Yeah, we went from summer, kind of skipped fall, and now we've gone into what feels like the edge of winter. Where's the in between? I don't know. Crazy. So tonight we're going to open some 2013 Topps Supreme Football, 2010 Plates and Patches Football, a little gold label baseball, and some Heritage high number baseball. So we got lots of fun stuff to work on tonight. But as usual, before we get started ripping into packs and boxes and whatnot, we do have a little info to go over. So let's get started with that. First up, guys, a note about feedback. That's to let you know that mine is automated, so you don't ever have to wait on me. Anytime you leave positive feedback for me, you should instantly get it in return. And I know sometimes I get questions about, well, you know, if we have a bunch of them, should we just leave one or should we leave them all? Hey, I always say leave them all because you're going to get that many back, you know? So if you leave me 10, you're going to get 10. That's kind of a win-win the way I look at it. But of course, any feedback is good feedback. Well, I shouldn't say that because there's sometimes bad feedback. I'll say any positive feedback is appreciated. How about that? And of course, the other thing there is to say thank you. I do appreciate each and every one of you who shows up to bid and break and chat and hang out with me all the time. So what we're looking at right now is a list of the breaks that are coming up on eBay. This is the stuff we'll be breaking over the course of the next few days. So tomorrow night, note that we are starting a lot earlier than normal at 9:15. We'll open an autographed baseball jersey and autographed basketball jersey, both by Hit Parade, and a full 16-box master case of Upper Deck Goodwin Champions. On Monday night, we'll open a half case of our mini football helmets, a full case of TriStar Game Day Greats autographed football jerseys, and a full case of Impeccable Football. Tuesday night will be a couple of boxes of 2007 Upper Deck Premier, another case of Impeccable Football, more Gold Label Baseball, and more Bowman Chrome Baseball. On Wednesday, note that we're going to start early again. We're going to start at 9:30 Eastern on Wednesday. That's a new release day, of course. And coming out that day is 5-Star Baseball, Immaculate Basketball, and Phoenix Football. We're going to open all three of those on Wednesday night. And look out now, but for the Phoenix, we're going to do another 16-box master case. So that'll be kind of a long break on Wednesday. I mean, 5-Star Immaculate that won't take too long, but of course, Phoenix being a 16-box master, that'll take us a little bit of time. But hopefully it'll be worth it. Then on Thursday night, more 5-Star, more Immaculate and basketball, and more Impeccable Football. So that's what we're looking like in the days ahead. Let's take a look once again at tonight. This is the order that we're breaking in as well. So it's going to be the Topps Supreme from 2013, followed by 2010 Plates and Patches. Then the 2018 Gold Label and 2018 Heritage High Number will bring up the back of our breaks tonight. So our free shipping breaks, that's the Topps Supreme and the Plates and Patches. Guys, I always project the free shipping stuff to get out the door about a week after a break takes place. So projecting that stuff out for Saturday a week from today, often I'm able to get it out a little sooner than that, but not always. So plan on Saturday a week from today, and of course, be pleasantly surprised if I get it out sooner, which I may be able to. Then, of course, our paid shipping breaks tonight. That is Gold Label and Heritage High Number, projected to get out the door on Thursday, hoping I can get them to you faster than that. I do know I've got quite a bit going on towards the first of the week, so playing it a little conservatively there. And, of course, last but not least, consolation cards. So if you're in one of these breaks tonight and your team is not pulled, you are entitled to a consolation card. It can be from any year, any series. I track it for a rolling 90-day period. If you're in one of the paid shipping breaks, Gold Label and Heritage High Number, it would go out with the rest of the break because it's a paid shipping break, although no one's going to get skunked in Heritage High Number. There's a zillion cards in that break. And on our free shipping breaks, if you happen to not be pulled in that, typically what will happen is I just hang on to your consolation card. And then the next time you do pull a card or an item, I ship all of the consolation cards you're due out at once with that package. Now, if you're in one of those free shipping breaks and you don't want to wait for your next package to go out, all you need to do is send me a quick little note on eBay to let me know that, and I will gladly get you squared away and get it out to you faster. So first up tonight is 2013 Top Supreme Football. We're going to do a 2-box break. It's break number 12. And of course, everything we're opening tonight ended tonight, Saturday night, the 13th of October. So we barely avoided Friday the 13th, huh? And of course, you see team names are there on the left. Our winning bidders are across from it on the right-hand side. So if you are not in this break, not to worry. We're going to put one of these spreadsheets up before the start of every single break, so you would get a chance to see your name up there in lights shortly. And, whoa, excuse me. Apparently I'm trying to swallow a bug. I don't know what that was. What I am doing is changing the focus. So you notice right there that the background went out of focus a little bit. That is because I don't like autofocus. Makes me crazy and cranky, so I don't use it. And it does make the background go out when I manually set it, but not to worry. We're going to be able to see everything just fine. So in chat tonight, who's hanging out with me tonight? Philip is here. Greg is here. Philip and Greg, you are asking about unsold teams. We have just one unsold team tonight, and it was in Heritage High number, maybe the Mariners, guys. I'll have to double check on that, but it is a team in Heritage High number, possibly the Mariners. Head 54 is here. Hey, this is your first time breaking with us, Head 54. Well, welcome. Always nice to have you join us. You've got the Phillies coming up, huh? In which one of our breaks? In Gold Label or High number or both? And Happy Holidays is here too, looking for some Giants. I'm going to try to find a few New York Giants in here hanging out for you, huh, Happy? We'll do our best. You're in Gold Label. Okay, well, we won't be far at all from getting to you, Head 54, because both of these first couple of breaks here are really quick. Neither one of them have very many cards in them, so you don't have too awfully long to wait on us. So first out, we have my man AB here, numbered to 50, a little Antonio Brown for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Then next out, numbered to 75, it is Brandon Marshall and the Bears. Then, wait a minute, where's our hit? What is going on there? We should have like more cards or something, right? Is there something stuck to something? Because next out is Arian Foster to 170, but like, where's our hit? There's nothing stuck to any of these. Am I crazy? No. And there's no hit in the box. Okay, that's weird. That's really not cool, but there's none in there. There was literally no hit. It should have had a fourth card. There is no fourth card in that pack. So, okay, guys. Well, you saw me open it right there. So, Topps apparently gave us a box with no hit in it. We do have a hit in our second box, but guess what? It's a redemption. So, that's not going to do us much good either. This is numbered to 112. It is Denard Robinson and the Jags. To 75, it's Teo and the Chargers. It's Bo Jackson to 170 for the Raiders. And a redemption for Eddie Lacy, which of course would have been a rookie redemption for the Green Bay Packers. In this instance, we can't really go to the Topps website to verify it because guess what? They don't go this far back on their website. And, of course, they don't do football anymore. As we all know, they lost their license for football after 2015. But I do know that Eddie Lacy is a Green Bay Packer, and that would be his rookie year 2013. Or he's not a Packer now, but he was in 2013. So this will go to the Packers. Here's the deal, though, guys. This is expired, so it will not let you enter this online. You can see it expired in 2017. What I'm going to tell you to do, though, is if you call Topps, reach out to them by phone. Someone told me that they are still sending out like something. I think it's some sort of packs of cards or something. They're not sending replacement cards anymore because they don't have any more football cards, apparently. But I would say that you probably want to call them before you do anything else. So sadly, guys, that is our only hit because one of our packs did not have the hit in it. So reviewing our base cards, the first pack there, the first box had only 3 cards in it, and none of them were a hit. So I'm sorry, I don't know how to explain that other than Topps didn't do much quality control on that one. Yeah, Greg says Topps owes me. Yeah, sadly, we're way too far after the fact to do anything about that. If we had opened it like in 2013, you know, then I'm sure we could have contacted Topps and gotten something done about it. But this far after the fact, they're just going to tell me, hey, too bad. So unfortunately, that didn't turn out too well. I've never had that happen before with Topps. That's super unusual. So unfortunate, though. All right, once again, if you did not see this a moment ago, please take a minute and look at the information there on the screen. It talks to you about anticipated shipping dates as well as consolation cards if your team is not pulled in the break. I won't read through it all again and torture those who have been tuned in throughout, but if you missed it earlier, hopefully you caught it right there. We are next into 2010 Plates and Patches football. This is break number 32. And of course, it also ended tonight, Saturday night, the 13th of October. Once again, team names are on the left, your name or your eBay username up in lights across from your team on the right-hand side. Yeah, Head 54, they definitely stopped doing the expired football redemptions. They actually stopped doing the expired baseball redemptions, too. At the first of this year, I believe, is when all of that happened. However, someone did tell me that if you reached out to them, and I wish I could remember who it was. Somebody told me this early in the year, that if you called Topps and spoke live to a rep, that they would, that there was something they were still sending, at least at that point in time. They were sending, it was like packs of cards or something. They definitely were no longer sending replacement cards for sure on the expired stuff, but there supposedly was something, at least at the first of the year there was something. Now, whether or not they're still doing that, I'm not sure. So that's why I'm saying I would definitely reach out to them by phone if I were you. Or whoever got that, I should say. So everything in Plates and Patches is numbered. Our base cards, the whole shebang. It's always been that way in Plates and Patches. These are just the checklists that they put in there on the top. But we're not going to use them because if we have a redemption where we need to go to the checklist, we will do that online. Because Panini, unlike Topps, is very handy and has all of their checklists online all the way back to 2009. So Panini likes to make our life easy in that regard. So we're first out with Mark Sanchez for the Jets. That is numbered to 499. Mr. Butt Fumble himself. There's Jason Witten, numbered to 499 for the boys. The Raiders have Bruce Gradkowski to 100. Oh, hey, it's Emmanuel Sanders. I saw Rookie Blitz. I saw 2010. I saw Steelers, and I thought, oh, man, maybe we're going to hit AB. No, we hit Emmanuel Sanders to 299. Autograph here is Preston Parker. That is a sticker auto. It is numbered to 249 for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. So the first one we see out here, first hit anyway, out of these two boxes. Next up is a relic from Jordan Shipley. That is a Rookie Blitz for the Bengals to 299. Bengals, of course, are playing my beloved Pittsburgh Steelers tomorrow. And I'm not sure what's going to happen, but I think my Steelers might get their butts beat. I don't know. I'm not feeling super good about it. This is a Matt Stafford relic. It is a nice two-color relic there. Team Supreme is the card insert. It is numbered to 19. And you have to remember, guys, when this was out back in 2010, it would have been super unusual to pull a relic that low numbered. I mean, this is still back in the days when it was routine for hits to be numbered to like $6.99 and $9.99. So that's actually kind of a cool hit for Matt Stafford and the Lions. Marcus Easley, you've got a 2-color relic. That is a hard-signed autograph there. It's inserted into the card, but it's not a sticker. It's hard-signed on a piece of paper. Numbered to 699 for the Buffalo Bills. Moving into box number 2, we do still have both of our encased cards back here. Jamal Charles and the Chiefs comes out first to $4.99. A little Wes Welker, Patriots, to $4.99. Behind that is Hakeem Nicks for the Giants to $100. These cards are definitely have got a little curvature to them. I mean, they're kind of, well, they have a lot of curvature to them. Just kind of unusual for this series, but anyway, they do. Dexter McCluster, Rookie Blitz for the Chiefs to $299. Russell Okung, that is for the Seahawks to $249. It's kind of cool, actually. Koa Missy, I don't know how to pronounce his name. I know that shocks you all. To $249 for the Dolphins. Martin, you said it's 2-all game tied. Okay. Chris Sale tonight, he started off so terribly, and then he kind of got himself sorted out, and then they pulled him out of the game pretty shortly after he got himself sorted out, which I thought was a little odd, but anyway, that's definitely what they did, and Verlander was still looking good the last I saw. A Matt Castle relic is out next. That's Kansas City Chiefs. It is numbered 250. And didn't we just see Dexter a minute ago? I think we did, but maybe it was on just a regular Rookie Blitz. This is a Dexter McCluskey with a relic Rookie Blitz to $299. Head 54 says Saquon Barkley was 14 in 2010. Yeah, no doubt. I'm surprised he was even that old. Now, our encased cards, first out, it is Mike Williams for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Hard signed 2-color relic there, numbered to $899. See, that's what I'm talking about. Some of these older hits, man, they would number them so high. This looks like a cut signature, and indeed it is a cut signature of, I don't know who, and has it been inserted upside down? I don't know what the heck that is. Okay, it is numbered to 67. It is Marion Motley. Like, who is that? I don't know. There's no team on it. It looks, they have inserted that upside down. I'm not crazy, right? No. That's the top of the card. They put the cut signature in the card upside down. Now, how stupid do you have to be to do that, I wonder? Oh, I shouldn't say anything because that's probably the kind of thing I would do. Meanwhile, I got to look up Marion Motley because I'm going to be the first one to tell you I have absolutely no idea who that is. But I'm going to find out for you. So hold on, please. We'll find out who gets our nice upside down cut signature. Like, I was kind of excited that we found a cut signature because you don't find it very much in 2010 plates and patches. But then to find out that it's upside down is kind of, not all that cool. So I'm waiting for this to load right now. We're loading. And I cannot see chat while I'm doing this. Many of you know that. Okay, so he's a Cleveland Brown. He was a Steeler for 1 year in 1955. Wow. And then he played for the Cleveland Browns from 46 to 53. I don't know what he did in 54, but apparently he didn't play football. So anyway, this is going to the Cleveland Browns, a cut signature in there upside down. Number 67. And then, of course, we have the nice Mike Williams for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers to $8.99. The Chiefs have a relic hit. And look at that. The Chiefs have another relic hit. The Dolphins with a signature hit here. Mr. Okung for the Seahawks. Then we have the Buffalo Bills. The nice Matt Stafford with the low number to 19 for the Lions. The Bengals have Jordan Shipley. And then we have Preston Parker for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. But you know what's weird, guys? I mean, like, I haven't found a lot of mistakes over the years. I mean, sure, you find a few, but like you don't find that many. And now in the last, what, 2 weeks or 10 days, we found the beautiful card out of one of the Panini products. Maybe, I don't remember, it might have been, if it was XR or if it was Illusions. It was one of the recent ones where it was a one of two. And it had 2 different teams on it, and they had 2 completely different patches on the card. Like, not reversing the patches for the 2 teams, like 2 completely other teams that were not on the card at all. And then, of course, tonight, we opened the 2013 Topps. We're missing our hit. And then we opened 2010 Plates and Patches, and we got an upside-down cut signature. Like, I don't know. Guess it comes in, hopefully it comes in 3s, and we're done with that now. That'd be my wish, anyway. So, you probably have seen this by now. If you have not, please take a minute. Don't be that guy who doesn't pay attention here and then emails me later and says, hey, when's my stuff going to ship? Hey, I didn't hit. What does that mean? Because I get a whole bunch of those every week. So, yes, if you have questions, hit me up and I'll answer them for you. We are looking right now at Gold Label Baseball. This is going to be a 16-box break. It is case number 2. Just came out yesterday. We opened our first case last night, of course. And same format that you've grown to love here in the last 20 minutes, right? Which is the team names are on one side. The winning bidders are across from it. So let me get our case up here of good old Gold Label Baseball. Oh, Jeremy. Hey, Jeremy. I forgot to look over there at chat for a minute, didn't I? You were over there telling me the Browns on that cut signature. Thank you for that. I always appreciate you guys jumping in there. Of course, you know me. I am really a nerd about all that sort of stuff, and I do always look it up. And if it is something that is on a checklist, I normally would go check it out on the checklist. In that particular instance, I know for sure that that was going to just not have a team on it because Panini on the card just put NFL. And whenever they just put NFL, they have no team for it. If there's no team on the card, there's no team on the checklist. I've learned that before from our friends at Panini. Yeah, I know. I had to switch some of those boxes around. I didn't want to see I like to see the side that has the product name on it, not the side that has the info on it. So, like, I had to restack a couple of those. I know, weird hang up, right? Okay, so for Gold Label Baseball, here's how it rolls. We have 1 framed autograph per box. And then we'll also have some base cards in here. Typically, we're going to find a handful of them that'll be numbered. And aside from being numbered, the other thing that's kind of cool about Gold Label is the fact that they have different classes of cards, right? So they have Class 1, Class 2, and Class 3. And for many of you who may have opened Gold Label in the past, you know there's still some money to be made on some of these, especially when you get into the Class 3 numbered cards and things. You can make a little money even if it is not autographed. So there's some extra value hanging around in Gold Label that not everybody takes into account. But if you haven't ever looked it up, you should, because some of them really will net you a little money. We always save our framed card for last, so we'll open that one at the very end. Corey's here. Hi, Corey. Somebody was looking for you last night. And I can't remember who it was, Corey, but somebody came in and said, hey, where's Corey? I don't know where Corey is. So how are you tonight, Corey? Here's our case hit right off the bat. It is our relic for Reggie Jackson as an angel on this one. So angels draw first blood, if you will, with our case hit relic coming out there out of the first box right away. The Astros, speaking of their ace, Justin Verlander, here he is, numbered to 50. That is a Class 2 blue parallel. And we got anything else numbered? No, maybe we'll have a numbered one in there. You never know. We'll find out here shortly, though. All right, let's see who we have here. It is Mariano Rivera, and Carlos Correa. Our first autograph hit out is numbered to 50. It's the blue parallel of Jacob deGrom for the New York Mets. We pulled him last night too, I think. I'm pretty sure we did pull him last night. So, Corey, how's life treating you in Alaska, my friend? Oh, you're doing bad? Oh, no. Well, I hate to hear that. That is not good, Corey. When's your next appointment with your, who was it you said you were seeing? Was it an orthopedist? I don't think that's right. I don't know why I've got orthopedist in my head. I don't think that's who you said, but your specialist anyway. Have you got another appointment coming up soon with that? Maybe they can get you a little relief, I hope. Head 54, you don't know Corey because you're new to our break room here. But Corey lives up in Alaska, and he had an accident where a vehicle kind of had some stuff roll off and land on him and messed him up pretty good. And so Corey's had a hard time lately. That was a Class 2 Otani, and we're hoping that he feels better soon. He's also, Corey, tell him what, he's got a Facebook page. I think it's Facebook. But anyway, I know several of the people who are in the breaks regularly said Corey's got some awesome pictures and things on there. I think it's called Alone in Alaska Adventures. Is that right, Corey? If it's not, you can type in there and tell us what it is, but I think that's what it's called. That's Class 2 to 99, a little Rhys Hoskins rookie blue parallel for the Phillies. Yeah, see, we got you something there, Head 54. We're trying to get you off to a good start here. Well, you're right about medication being a catch-22. You are certainly right about that. I mean, it can definitely help, but man, some of that stuff, I think, I have definitely know people who say it can be very addictive, some of that. I don't personally have any experience with that, but I definitely know some people who say it can be tough to get off of them once you're on them. Harrison Bader comes out for the St. Louis Cardinals as our framed hit in this break. In this box. Yeah, buddy. We just got one hit in this break. No, not quite. Not quite. I cut the plastic on that one. Now we'll get it on those three. Did you say you're fighting the doctors? Why would you? Don't fight the doctors, Corey. Unless they're trying to do something crazy. Are they trying to do something crazy? Because otherwise you should probably be following the doctor's instructions on most of that stuff. You know, my neighbor, I told you guys, my neighbor fell. She's 90-something. She just had a birthday a couple days ago, and she fractured her back several months ago. She finally got released from the doctor just this week, actually, on her birthday. But I know, you know, of course, obviously, I'm sure harder for her at her advanced age, but she had to spend a little stint in rehab and in the hospital. But now she's back up and at 'em pretty much good as new. So it can be a long process, but you can, you know, recover from it without surgery sometimes, which is what she opted to do. Corey Kluber coming out, numbered 250. That is Class 3 blue parallel for the Indians. Oh, I got you. They want you to either have somebody come there and help you out, or they want you to go somewhere else for the winter. So I get what you're saying now. You're trying to stay put. I got you. Now we have numbered to 25. I like those low numbers. It is Chris Stratton and the San Francisco Giants. think I cut that one yet. Now I've got a whole row ready. I feel better. I feel better having a row prepped. I don't know why, but I just do. What are you gonna do? And that's our framed card, so we'll set it aside. And of course, after this, for anybody who may have tuned in the interim, after we do gold label will be our Heritage High number break. It's the start of a new case, and it is the last of the Heritage High number that I have. So we will be, of course, breaking half of it tonight. We'll have a half left to go that I'll get listed somewhere in the next probably 7 to 10 days, and then we'll be finished up with high number. Honestly, I kind of forgot about this last case. It's a little bit of a straggler. Obviously, we broke the rest of it a while back. Joey Votto, my man Joey Votto. That is Class 2, numbered to 99, Cincinnati Reds, blue parallel. So yeah, I don't really, what do you guys think about the Astros and the Red Sox? I don't know who's going to win that game. Martin says it's 3-2. Houston is up now. But I don't know. I think that's a pretty evenly matched series. So I don't really think I even have I'm not even going to hazard a guess as to whether the Astros come out or the Red Sox come out. I think it's a toss-up. Ooh, Aaron Nola. There you go. Head 54. That's a nice hit for your Phillies with Aaron Nola on our framed autograph. In our framed autograph. Is it in or on? It's an autograph on the card in a frame. I don't know. Head 54 is super excited now. There's like lots of exclamation points. Head, that one wasn't numbered. The Nola was not. It was just a base auto on it. Of course, we will go through and take another look at all the hits and the numbered cards at the end of the break. So you'll get another shot at it. But the framed ones, you might be asking me also if they're Class 1, Class 2, or Class 3. They're not. They don't say that on them. Some of them are numbered, but that particular one was not. And my Cincinnati Reds have buried Larkin. Aw, blast from the past, 150, blue parallel, Class 1, Cincinnati. I hear my little kitten in there carrying on about something, and I may have to go see what that is because I don't like the sound of it. I don't really know what is happening in there, but if I keep hearing something strange, I may have to go check it out in a minute. I keep calling him a little kitten, but we found him, I guess, close to this time last year, so he's really, I guess, a year old, but it doesn't seem like it. Number to 75, that is Walker Buehler and the Los Angeles Dodgers. That is a Class 1 red parallel to 75. Oh, you're looking to get into Immaculate, huh? Into the basketball breaks? Yeah, that comes out on Wednesday. So we'll be breaking that on Wednesday and Thursday and probably Friday. And of course, we've got Impeccable Football that came out yesterday, but I'm not breaking it again until Monday. I don't really know why I didn't schedule it over the weekend. I don't know. Sometimes I just get sidetracked, and sometimes I just like to split it up. We get a lot of new stuff that comes out at once, and I kind of wiggle it around to make it last. Max Fried and the Atlanta Braves coming out. Oh, Martin, you said that they're getting ready to have to change your pain medication out again too, huh? Well, I'm sorry to hear that, Martin. My mother is probably in a similar situation. She's got really severe scoliosis. In fact, her spine is kind of in the shape of an S, like literally in the shape of an S. And so as she gets older, It's really kind of messed her up a lot, and it's impacting her lung function and all kinds of other stuff, because as you can imagine, when your, you know, back goes like that instead of straight down, it impacts all kinds of internal organs placement and things like that, and she's really been having a hard time lately too. So she won't take any of the high dose meds though, any of the opioids and stuff, because she doesn't want to risk it. But they do have her on a lot of, you know, lower level pain medication stuff, and I know sometimes they do have to switch her out. It says it doesn't, you know, loses its effectiveness to a certain extent or something. Class 1 to 150, it is Michael Conforto and the Mets. Here we have a red parallel, Class 1 to 75. It is Adrian Beltre, Texas Rangers. I kind of like Gold Label, because I think it's, you know, it's got a few other cards besides just the hit, so you can kind of build a set, but it doesn't have so many cards that it's heinous to open. So I always kind of like Gold Label. I think I like it more than some other people do, but I always order a handful of cases because I enjoy opening it. The Arizona Diamondbacks with a hit. That is Paul Goldschmidt. And I think the D-backs buy-in was like crazy low, so you definitely got a good return on your investment if you have the D-backs tonight, for sure. Oh, Martin, well, I am sorry to hear that. You've got a lot of things going on there, too. I am sorry that you have to deal with that, too, Martin. That does not sound like a nice thing to have to go through. You always seem to have a good outlook, Martin. You're always in a good mood and chatting and hanging out with us, so. Head 54, you said you just got back into the hobby after 20 plus years. Oh yeah, you know what? It's so funny. You're not alone in that. And I'm not far ahead of you. I just got back into it myself, what, maybe 5 years ago? And I had been out for a number of years as well. And man, was I surprised at all the things that had changed since the last time I had really paid attention. This is Johnny Bench. It's numbered to 150. It is my Cincinnati Reds Class 1 Blue Parallel. So yeah, I mean, it's a whole brave new world these days in card collecting. But the nice thing about it, because breaks came along several years ago, it's really a lot more fun now than it was, than I remember it being, because there's so many really high-end products, and you can get cards worth a lot of money that you would never be able to afford to buy into if you just had to buy the box or the case yourself. That's a Class 2 numbered to 50. It's Yu Darvish and the Cubs. So it is definitely a lot of fun. And you're gonna just wait till you see all the other stuff, Head 54. There's like so many different products, it'll blow your mind. They roll out about 1,000 a week, it seems like. But you said you also like Bowman Chrome. Well, I'm a nut for Bowman. I absolutely love prospecting, which of course is what Bowman's all about. So any of the Bowman releases, I always have tons of. In fact, Head 54, we still have quite a bit of Bowman Chrome that we've got to get through. Victor Caratini for the Cubbies. Chicago Cubs, baby. Corey, you out of here? All right, ma'am. Well, I hope that you feel better soon. I'm sorry that you're having a rough weekend. Oh, diverticulitis. My dad had that. I guess he still does, but he had that all when we were growing up. I know you have to really watch your diet for sure with that one. But I think they can also do surgery to go in there and fix it, but like that's probably not anybody's first choice, right? Nobody's probably signing up going, yeah, I'll take the surgery. But yeah, Head 54, you're going to be amazed at all the different products that they have come out with since you probably were last involved. Numbered to 150, that's a Class 1 Blue Parallel, Adam Jones and the Orioles. And what some of these cards sell for is crazy. For instance, we pulled a card out of regular Bowman, not Bowman Chrome, but paper Bowman. It has chrome inserts, but regular paper Bowman that comes out in the spring. This is for the Washington Nationals. It's Robles. It's a red parallel. It's Class 2, numbered to 50. And we pulled an Ohtani out of there. But not just any Ohtani, mind you. It was the Ohtani where he signed his name in Japanese on the blue parallel. Yeah, the same one they used in the marketing materials. Well, turns out, it seems like that was the only one signed in Japanese in the whole product. No others have surfaced. And my customer who pulled that got it graded. It came back graded a 9.5. And he already had gotten an offer for it right around $80K before it came back graded 9.5. That's when it was raw. I never did ask him or never did find out exactly what it ended up going for. But, I mean, is that not amazing? Ian Kinsler comes out for the Angels. You know, for a modern day baseball card to come out and sell for that kind of money is just, I mean, you know, Head 54, like you, when I took a break from the hobby, we certainly wouldn't have had any current cards coming out, you know, touching 100K, 80K raw, and probably, I'm guessing, around 100K graded, because I think that's what he intended to try and sell it for. And yeah, I mean, and that was just out of basic Bowman. It wasn't even a 1/1. Well, it sort of was. It wasn't numbered 1/1, but we believe it is the only one that was signed in Japanese. Martin, I like Florial. It is always hard to know with the Yankees what they're going to do in any given season. So, I mean, on the face of it, you would look at it and think, yeah, he would be have a good contribution factor into the team somewhere down the road, but you never know with them. I mean, of course, for instance, they just lost Didi Gregorius, right? I mean, he's got to go out for Tommy John. So now suddenly you've got a spot open there. And where's that going to go and how's that going to shift around? So you never kind of know with the Yankees. And until, frankly, we get through free agency, I don't think you're going to know anything anyway. Numbered to 99, that is a Class 2 Gary Sanchez. But, of course, you're a little bit away yet from Florial. I mean, that's not anything that would be imminent. But, I mean, I look for him to be good. Oh, yeah, on the good prospects, I mean, there's two schools of thought, okay, on the prospects that are the hot prospects when you pull them. This is Ryan McMahon. It's the Colorado Rockies. So the first school of thought is buy and hold, right? Because usually on the prospects, their value is the highest it's going to be when they get called up. Now, there are exceptions to that. Aaron Judge is certainly one of them, because, you know, he got the call up in 16, and, well, frankly, he wasn't that impressive. You know, like, I don't think anybody was even sure, is he going to make the roster in 17, because he wasn't kind of all that great when he got the fall, you know, call up, the September call up. And then look what he did in 2017. So he's an example of one where his cards had a value when he first got called up, and then the value probably, well, it did go down a little, and then it skyrocketed when he really started belting them in 2017. So he's an example of one that maybe bucked that trend, and so would be Mike Trout with the Angels. But for the most part, the prospects that are good are going to hit their highest card value right when they get called up or shortly thereafter. So some people would say you buy and hold everything and wait for them to get called up. I think it depends on your personal viewpoint about the player, however. This is numbered to 75. It's Ian Happ and the Cubbies, and that is a Class 1 red parallel. So for instance, let's say you get a prospect that's like the hot prospect right now, but when you personally look at the player or evaluate the player, you kind of like, I'm not, I'm not sure how I feel about this kid kind of thing. Then I would say sell them while they're a prospect. Always trust your gut. But if you look at them and you think, man, this kid is just going to blow the doors off when he gets called up, then yeah, you absolutely buy and hold. And it's all value equated in my mind. Like Louis Robert right now, I don't think his autographs are selling very high for the White Sox. And I think he has potential like through the roof. So to me, he's a guy like you'd be buying and holding right now for the White Sox. Justin Upton, the Angels, with another hit. How about that? Not the hit they want yet, but another hit nonetheless. So, I don't know. It really depends on your personal view of the player in a lot of cases when it comes to Bowman. But my viewpoint is anybody that I believe is going to be pretty good, I'm always going to hold it till they get called up. Yes, right. The Mike Trout rookie Bowman sold for $400,000. It was back in the spring. It was a guy, oh gosh, a guy flew in and like that was a personally delivered card. It was a whole big deal. It set a new record and there was a big write-up about it. The guy is trying to get all the Mike Trout cards that are numbered to something or another, like to 5 or less or something. It was a whole write-up about it. It was pretty crazy, though, the amount of money for a modern card. It's just incredible what some of this stuff goes for these days. But, the other thing about prospects, and this is the thing that can sometimes come back and bite you in the rear, of course, aside from the fact that maybe they don't develop at the rate you think they would, always run the risk of injury. And that goes true with our rookies as well. That is numbered to 50. It is a Class 3 Barry Larkin for my Reds. Because, for instance, my customer that hit the Ohtani I was talking about earlier, he was debating whether he should hold it or sell it. I was like, oh, no, you should sell it. This is Class 1 to 150. It's Chris Davis for the Oakland A's. Like, your buy-in in the break was like $100 and something. You got an offer on the table of $80K. I'm like, no, sell it. Because at any time, another card could become the hot card, and all of a sudden your card drops in value, or another player becomes the hot player, or your player cools off, or your player gets injured. And it's all very, with rookies in particular, more so than prospects even. It's very much tied to their performance on the field, how their card prices correspond. That is Jake Lamb. The Diamondbacks have themselves another hit. This one is numbered to 50. So, yeah, I don't know. There's a lot to keep in mind when you start dealing with the Bowman type stuff, but to me, that's the fun part of it. I mean, it's kind of like playing the stock market, You're investing in, if you think of the player as a company, you're investing in their potential return on investment, and you have to decide when is the right time to sell, and just hope you chose the right time. Of course, in the instance of being offered $80,000 for something I paid like $150 or $200 for, the right time is going to be right then. like right now, just hand me the cash. We're good. But now I will say this. If it were a team that I collected myself, which for me is the Reds, and let's say that, Ohtani had been a Cincinnati Red, it would have been harder for me to part with. I will grant you that. But for that kind of money, I think I still would have done it. I don't think I could even convince myself to keep it, even if he had been a Cincinnati Red. Adam Jones, that is numbered to 25. That is a Class 3 parallel for the Baltimore Orioles. We are working our way through this in pretty good time tonight. We've got 4 boxes left, and of course, our hit is getting ready to come out of this box that we're in at the moment. Well, Martin, for sure, Ohtani's card values took a hit when he had to stop pitching, but he is, as you point out, still a fantastic hitter. I mean, he's going to be out for Tommy John, but they're saying he's still going to be batting DH for a good part of 2019, even though we won't see him pitch again in 2020. So yeah, for sure, his card value might go up. But then again, what if he comes back and he's not the same after Tommy John? I mean, I don't know. A lot of factors when you're talking about that kind of money. That is Ozzie Albies and the Braves. But we just pulled out a Bowman Chrome. When did we do that, guys? A couple nights ago, we pulled the gold Ohtani redemption out of there. And the guy who hit it actually messaged me and said he had just, like, that week bought a gold Ohtani redemption for $1,700 right before he hit it, because he just wasn't sure he was going to hit it. I'm like, well, all right, now you can go sell that one, get your $1,700 back, and you can get this one that you paid a lot less for. So that's the beauty of it. That's the fun of the breaks. You get a great card at a nice price. You can afford to hold it, and if it comes down a little, okay. And if it goes up, so much the better. You say cash me out, dealer. In that instance, I would have. That Ohtani from the spring, oh yeah, I would have sold that. For sure, I would have sold that. And there is another Ohtani. That one is Class 1. But again, you got to understand, it's because I'm not attached to that team, right? I'm attached to the Reds. So I like Ohtani. I appreciate him, but I'm not personally attached to him. There's another Victor Caratini. That one is numbered to 75. The Cubbies have a pair of Caratinis out now. Oh, Hank Aaron. Numbered to 150, Class 1, Braves. Hank Aaron and Johnny Bench, my 2 favorite guys ever. If we pull a Johnny Bench in here, my night will be complete. But of course, you never know. Not too many breaks do they both come out together, but every once in a while they do. Martin, was that just yesterday we pulled that gold Ohtani? Oh my gosh. I thought that was like way earlier in the week. Oh man, I definitely need some more sleep then. This is Chipper Jones. It's numbered to 75. It is a Class 1 parallel for the Atlanta Braves. I really would have sworn that that was like several days ago, and it was just yesterday. Oh my gosh. Oh man, that is not good, is it? Sleep deprivation. I am going to call you Roginski because I would butcher your first name. I think you probably know that I would too. I think you've done breaks with me before for sure, and you know how poorly I pronounce most names. So please do not be offended when I call you Roginski and I say welcome. I'm glad to see you tonight. Oh, see, I would not have gotten that. You said it's pronounced Ezekiel. Yeah, I would have completely not even gotten close to that. So thank you, Ezekiel, for making that easy for me to know what I was doing there. We all know I would have come up with something completely not even remotely close to that. I think we can all agree on that. Byron Buxton. That is numbered to 150. It's Class 1, blue parallel for Minnesota. Minnesota, eh? And what are we looking at here? Oakland A's. Class 2, numbered to 50, Matt Olson. So any score update, kids? Or is our baseball game still sitting pat with the same score? My Kentucky Wildcats have a bye week in football this week, so I don't have to multitask my games tonight. Baseball game's the only one I got to keep up with. Austin Meadows comes out for the Pirates. Still the same. Okay. Yeah, well, pitching must have improved then. Well, not necessarily improved for Verlander, who's probably out of the game by now regardless because of pitch count, but he was throwing very well. But Chris Sale definitely had a rough start. And then they pulled him. Right as he was getting going, though. They make some strange pitching decisions. But how about the Brewers, right? Like, how much fun has it been to watch the Brewers? I am amazed, kind of, that, I mean, I shouldn't be, because they had been playing really well, but I was kind of surprised how they came out yesterday. But the Brewers have been looking the part. Now, whether or not they'll continue to, I don't know, but they've been fun to watch anyway. And, you know, meanwhile, everybody down in Miami is like, thanks for trading Yelich. You know, with that big sigh they feel in Miami about like I feel with my Cincinnati Reds, I imagine. The never-ending rebuild. Marcell Ozuna to 99, Class 2 for the St. Louis Cardinals. All righty-roo. There's a little Reese Hoskins again. That one's just a Class 1 base card. And then a Yankee. Our hit here. Oh, it's the Cardinals again. Paul DeJong. For St. Louis. All right, kids. Last box mojo. We got to work it collectively. Pull the heat. Let's have the fire. See what we can manage to get out of here tonight. You said the bullpen's been messing up. Yeah, I mean, just, I don't know. In general, I think pitching's just been so strange this year. I mean, you got the teams that are experimenting with not having a starting pitcher and just stitching together relief guys to pitch entire games. You got starters that are getting the hook after 2 innings or 1 inning. And I mean, there's just, pitching has been maddening all year, I think. Even like, you know, the game with Walker Buehler the other night. The kid has been great all year. I realize he's young. I know the pressure of the playoffs, etc. But he had just pitched a few nights before, pitched brilliantly. They put him in. He's got the bases loaded. He, you know, walks somebody, walks in a run, gives up a grand slam. Just doesn't even look like the same guy that was out there. And that just kind of seems to be happening to everybody. Numbered to 99, it's a Class 2 Atlanta Braves blue parallel. You know, look at Yu Darvish, right? I mean, do you think they've gotten their money's worth in that deal? No, he stunk up the place. I mean, what is going on with all of our pitching? This is to 150. It's Class 1. Austin Hayes, Orioles. I mean, frankly, Verlander's the most consistent one out of everybody, I think. One of the few that I would actually say consistent, maybe. Oh, you're right about the Rays being the crazy experimenters. I mean, they're the ones who did the let's not have a starting pitcher and play the whole game with a bunch of relief pitchers. I mean, the Rays are just kind of like, yeah, we don't care. we'll just try anything once. So we are finishing up tonight with a hit for the Kansas City Royals. Whit Merrifield as our last out. So we now need to recap this break, and then we'll be heading into Heritage High number right behind that. We'll take a quick little buzz through our numbered cards here, so you can catch another look at them as they go by. And then, of course, we'll do our relic, our case hit relic, and our signature shortly. And then it will be onward and upward to Heritage High number after that. Our relic was Reggie Jackson, but as an Angel. Like, I always kind of forget that Reggie Jackson played for the Angels. Of course, then again, I so strongly associate him with the Yankee, and he really played longer for the A's than he did the Yankees. Victor Caratini to 75, Cubbies. Numbered to 50, it was Jake Lamb and the Diamondbacks. This one is unnumbered, Justin Upton for the Angels. Paul Goldschmidt, D-backs. Ryan McMahon, Colorado Rockies. Another Victor Caratini, Cubbies. Ian Kinsler, numbered to 75, Angels. Paul DeYoung, Cardinals. Austin Meadows, Pirates. The nice Ozzie Albies for the Braves. Max Fried for the Braves. Nice Aaron Nola came out for the Phillies. Then we have Chris Stratton. That one's numbered to 25, so that's a nice low number for the Giants. Harrison Bader came out for the Cardinals. Jacob deGrom to 50 for the Mets. And Whit Merrifield for the Kansas City Royals. So that is our break for tonight of Gold Label. You know what that means. We're now getting ready to settle in for a while because we're going to do Heritage High number. So if you need to get a snack, you need to walk the dog, get a soda, whatever the case may be, now is the time because we're going to be in Heritage High number for a while. Takes us forever to buzz through this one normally. There's so many packs to open, really. So if you didn't get an opportunity to see this earlier this evening, there are two separate anticipated shipping dates there. One is, of course, for our paid shipping breaks, which is Gold Label that we just finished and Heritage High number that we're getting ready to start. And that anticipated shipping date is Thursday. If I can get it out to you faster than that, I certainly will. If you happen to not pull a single card in Gold Label, then you would get a consolation card and it would ship with the rest of the break since it's a paid shipping break. Now, on the other hand, in Heritage High number, every team's going to pull some cards because there's a mountain of cards getting ready to come out of this break. Our free shipping breaks tonight, of course, Supreme Football and Plates and Patches Football. Those projected to ship out a week from today on Saturday. Although I often get them out a little sooner than that, they are typically projected to go out 7 days after the break ends when it is a free shipping break. And if you are due consolation cards from not hitting in one of those breaks, normally I'm just going to hang on to them until the next time a package goes out the door. If you want it sent sooner, you just let me know. I do keep track of it for a rolling 90-day period. So here we go. 6 boxes of 2018 Heritage High number baseball half case break. It is break number 5. And of course we have the team names on the left, bidders across from it on the right. And we had a couple of bidders that bought a lot of teams in here. Lions Super Bowl 20 and Groovy Y are all over this one. So they have, between the two of them, they have a lot of teams in here. So that's always fun though, right? Because then when you get the package from the postman, you've got thousands of cards in there. That's kind of fun. Maybe not thousands. It might be hundreds. It's probably hundreds. It just seems like thousands to me because I'm the one that has to sort it. Okay, let me get the case up. This is the start of a new case. So you know what that means. Yes, indeed. We're going to take all the boxes out. All 12 of them. We will number them on the end. And then I will use random.org to figure out which ones we're going to open tonight versus which ones we are going to open in our final break of Heritage High number. Of course, first I have to manage to get them out of the case. That would be job number 1, wouldn't it? Before we can do much of anything else, I actually have to extract them from here. I know it makes the table shake and the camera shake, sorry. I should have probably warned you to get some Dramamine before I started this, huh? So anybody's motion sick, look away. Close your eyes for a minute till I get them out if you have motion sickness. Ay, ay, ay. Okay, at last, all out. Now we gotta number them. And then we'll go visit random. And then we'll be ready to start busting into these. Yeah, I don't know how I kind of got this case out of the rotation. Normally I would break all of these in pretty, you know, reasonably close proximity to one another, but I don't know. I must have stacked this one in a different place or something. I'm probably going to find a bunch more stuff like this tomorrow. Because tomorrow, you know what I'm going to do tomorrow? Yeah, I think I told you guys earlier in the week that what my project's going to be for part of the day tomorrow. It's going to be sorting through all that mess of cases and stuff that I have down there to try to figure out what is actually left and what we need to be breaking. I suspect I'm going to find all kinds of stuff I didn't know I had. Okay, there's our 1 through 12 in there. I'm just going to hit random once. We're going to open the first 6 corresponding boxes. So it gives us 1, 10, 2, 7, 11, and 6. So that's 1, 2, 6, 7, 10, 11. All right. 1, 2. Let's get you out of there. 6, 7. 10, 11. All right. Oh, I forgot to change your view back, didn't I? I've left you set and you're still looking at random going, what the... Sorry, I forgot and left you over there. All right, let me put the rest of these that we're not opening tonight back in their case, and then we'll get started on this one. And of course, we're doing a little Juan Soto hunting in this one. Hoping that he'll turn up somewhere along the way here. So each one of these boxes will have either an autograph or a relic. So it's kind of an either or situation in Heritage High Number. And we also have a box topper, and there's a couple of different options for our box topper too. It can either be a buyback card, which is an original Topps card from 1969, literally an original 1969 card that Topps has bought back from someone, and then they just update it by adding that anniversary stamp. And that can be a box topper or the strip of 3 cards like we have here. I'm going to just open this from the other end, and I think I'm just going to cut it instead of trying to worry about pulling those seams apart. We'll do it like this. Now, of course, we've got 3 different teams on these cards most of the time. And to take one of them outright, you have to own 51% or more of the card, which means someone would need to own 2 of the 3 teams. So what we will do, I'm going to set that aside for right now. At the end of the break, we'll check out those strips of cards, however many we end up pulling, and we'll find out whether or not someone owns 51% or more and if they're going to take it outright, or if it means that we're going to have to use random.org to award it. So we'll do all those at the end of the break. And of course, the longest part of this break is really, truly just getting everything out of the wrappers. All the packaging is our struggle with Heritage High Number. There's so many cards in here. And then there's so many cards in so many packs. Unlike, you know, when we get into Series 1, Series 2, updates, that sort of thing, they put 50 cards in a pack. So, you know, got a lot of cards, but you can cut a path through it pretty quickly. These take a little bit longer because we got to get them all out of there, which is challenging. And of course, there are some parallels that we can find in here I've got to think about this. We haven't opened this in a while. So there are black border parallels in here, for one thing. And those, I think, have an announced print run of 50. So they're not actually numbered on the card itself, which is the case for a few of the things that I'm about to mention. But Topps did come out and announce the print run. So black borders, there were 50 copies of each card with a black border. The print run on the 100th anniversary cards is to 25. And that has a special stamp on it as well that we would, if I see one, of course, I'll point it out. There's a possibility to pull magenta back cards, but those are pretty rare. They are numbered, not numbered, but they have a print run of 10. Then there are flip stock cards, and what that means on the flip stock, of course, is that you can expect the front to feel like the back and the back to feel like the front, and those have an announced print run of 5 per copy. Then outside of that, of course, there are chrome refractors. I think they're numbered to 569 if I remember correctly. Then you can get chrome black border cards, which I think are numbered to 69. Then there's the possibility of chrome gold borders, which are numbered to 5. Of course, superfractors are 1 of 1. And there are also hot boxes. I almost forgot about those. And if we happen to come across a hot box, each pack would have a purple chrome refractor in it. So I think that's the rundown of the majority of these. There are some parallels like high number short prints and some things like that that we may find along the way as well, but that's kind of the general rundown of what we're looking for in here. Jeremy says it is 1 in 3 packs, but I didn't look over exactly at what time you typed that in, so I'm not sure which thing you're telling me is 1 in 3 packs there, Jeremy. So Rangers, that's an example of a chrome refractor, and once again, those are all going to be numbered to 569 as we go across them. We could also find instances where there's a color swap. We'll find a bunch of these different award winners. This particular award winner is a Cy Young award winner, but that's just an insert series. There'll be lots of them. You can find color swaps where instead of that being yellow, it would be white. I'm trying to think if I've left anything else out. We'll probably come across it. Now and Then, of course, is another insert set that we'll find throughout as we go along here. Neil Walker here, he is an example of a high number short print. That's how they're, whoops, my sleeve split down the side there. That's how they are referred to in this series. They're pretty common, actually. I mean, they're not as short as what we would maybe consider a typical top short print to be. But they are still technically short prints for those of you who keep track of that sort of thing. Reggie Jackson highlights. Of course, 1969 was Reggie Jackson's rookie year, so he has a highlight series in here, and those cards can be from any team that he's played for. So it could be from the A's, it can be the Angels, it can be the Yankees, and whichever team it identifies on any given card, that's how it will be awarded. So when he's identified as a Yankee, it goes to them, an A to them, and so on and so forth, just like you would expect. I was looking at that Torres for a moment. I thought that might have been a short, but it's not. But this is Anthony Banda, Tampa Bay Rays, is a high number short print. I remember him because we'll see him a lot. We'll find a bunch of these too where they have feature a couple of different players from the same team, and then they have a team nickname on them. Yeah, see, it takes me a while when we go back through these to remember all the things. Been a while since I've opened it. Rookie Performers, another insert series that will be found throughout. Logan Morrison, I thought was a variation, but I guess he's not. Miracle Mets, yep, we'll find a bunch of those too. celebrating their 1969 incredible year. Yeah, a few of these guys, it just takes me a minute to get back in the flow to try to recognize some of our short prints that when I open them right in a row, it's so easy because, you know, you get in the habit of them. And then as you go case to case, it's right there fresh in your mind. But boy, as soon as I step away and do other stuff in between, the next thing you know, I really have to stop and think about what's in something. An Ohtani base rookie. Here's a black border for us, as a matter of fact, and it is Jay Bruce for the Mets. Once again, the black borders with an announced print run of 50. So even though they are not numbered themselves, Topps did share with us what the print run was. These, of course, have facsimile signatures printed on them. That's not an actual hard-signed autograph. That is just another insert series that we'll find throughout. Andrew McCutchen is an action image variation. Sorry, I was getting ready to spit out high number short print, but no, he is an action image variation. For Kutch, he's already moved on again, though. He's not even a Giant anymore. Poor Kutch. They just traded him all over the place this year. Whit Merrifield. There's our game-used memorabilia clubhouse collection relic card. It comes out for the Kansas City Royals. And that, of course, is our hit out of this box. Because, once again, hits can be autographs or memorabilia in here. Jeremy, all cards ship in here. They certainly do. And I do go back through them again, of course, when I'm sorting them, because I'm sure that there are probably some high number short prints or things that are not catching my eye when we go through the first time. So I do absolutely check them again before they go out the door. But regardless, yes, all cards do ship for this break. Now, let me say this to you guys. That is not always going to be the case. In the past, I have done probably, I would say 98% of my breaks, I have done all cards ship. You know what? Let me check that Yelich. He was a short print in one or the other, either regular heritage or high number. Yeah, it's this one. So that is a high number short print for Yelich. So that has traditionally been the way that I've done it. However, going into probably this fourth quarter and then even into next year, going on from there, that is not always going to be the case. We're going to start doing like hits and inserts, bases maybe not going to ship, or maybe base is going to sell as its own bidding position, all the base cards, that sort of thing. On certain sets. Now, that's not going to happen all the time, but we are going to start doing that with things like Series 1 and Series 2 and Update and Heritage and cards, you know, sets that have just so many base cards in them. Because otherwise, it's just getting crazy, the amount of time that it is to sort and ship some of these breaks. And when we do that, we'll be able to also do full cases. Instead of half cases, we'll break them full cases at a time, you know, when you don't have to worry about shipping the base. Always the inserts and the hits and that sort of thing obviously would go. But we, in short prints and whatnot, I'm talking strictly, you know, the base is what I'm speaking of. And when that change happens, there'll be a couple of ways you'll start to notice it. One, of course, it will be in the listing description. So I would encourage you to always look in that listing description, right in the part where it tells you the product that we're opening and it says the day and time of the break. It'll be right there in that same area where we talk about what product we're opening. That's where I will note when we have instances where not all the cards are shipping. And then, of course, I will also note it on our spreadsheet rundown. you know, where we do that at the first of the, right at the beginning of the night. We have the spreadsheet that goes up that shows what we're opening over the course of the next 4 or 5 days. It will be on that spreadsheet always. And I show that right when we start every night, and then I usually show it at the very end of the night after, you know, when we're wrapping up. So that would be a second place you could catch it if you missed it in the description. Because I've been trying, you know, to kind of hold the line and continue to ship all the cards in these base card heavy series, but if we're going to open it in any kind of real quantity, it just becomes unmanageable to do these as full cases or even in significant quantity when you're talking about that number of cards. We may actually start that with Heritage Minor League. And I've only got one case of Heritage Minor League. And if we break that as a whole case, which I'm leaning towards doing, just breaking it as a full case all at once, that would probably be one where base won't ship. So I guess the moral of the story is always check the description, because anytime there's something that you need to know about it, it's going to be right there in that same kind of general area where it talks about the quantity and the date and time of the break, the name of the product, all that. It's always going to be right there in similarly sized letters and similar colors, and try to make it stand out. Yeah, sometimes I look at these cards or these sets with so many base cards, and I just think, oh, do I even want to open them at all? But yet, we always kind of do, because there's stuff in there that you want, and set builders and things like that. Although set builders will probably, well, I don't know. I was going to say would probably like it the new way, but they wouldn't, I guess. Because they wouldn't have the inserts, but they could potentially just get all the base with one bid. See what I tell you? It's the getting them out of the packs. That's the hard part. That's the longest, slowest part, is getting everything out of the pack. Because it can definitely take us a while. Miracle Mets again. I think John Jay is the one I always grab, and I think it's a variation, and it isn't, and it wasn't. I just checked it, but I always grab it thinking that it is. That was a Reggie Jackson for the A's that just went by. Right, for sure. Jeremy, as I said, I know that there are, I'm certain as we're going through tonight, I'm sure that there are some high number short prints and things that I'm not calling out as we go tonight. I am aware of that. I am, of course, calling the ones that I recognize right off. But as I said, it has been a while since I've opened this one, so I'm well aware that there are most likely some going by that I will find when we sort that I don't see right now live to call out. But as I said, in this particular break, everything is still, all the cards are shipping in this one, so you've got no worries there. And even if all cards were not shipping, which again they are, but even if they were not, of course we check for all those variations and things when we sort to make sure that they are accounted for. Throwback jersey, baby. There it is. That is Jonathan LaCroix for the Oakland A's with a nice little throwback jersey variation. I like that. That is nice. Very, very nice on the throwback. You don't hit those terribly often. This is a chrome variation to 999. That one, of course, is not a refractor, which is why it is a higher numbered variation. And there's another one of our facsimile signatures on the insert there. So yes, we do, of course, make every effort to find all of the variations when we sort. That is a high number short print. And a few may slip by sometimes, but when all cards ship, a few may slip by. When we get to all cards don't ship, none will slip by, because I will do them all myself and make sure that that everything is properly accounted for. That is the only downside, of course, of not all cards shipping, is you have to double, triple, quadruple check to make sure you've gotten all the variations. Our hit here is an autograph for the Cubbies, and it is Ian Happ, with our All-Star Rookie Cup there on the front as well. J.D. Martinez, that is a high number short print. And another rookie performer there. That one was for the Padres with Joey Lucchesi. Ronald Acuna and the Braves. Eric Hosmer is an action image variation for the Padres, if I didn't say Padres, which I may not have. Curtis Granderson, that is a high number short print. Ahmed Rosario is a rookie performer there. That, of course, was one of our award winners that went by a moment ago, too. That was George Springer. Our box topper here is going to be one of our original 1969 buyback cards. Please keep in mind these are really real, live, actual cards from 1969. So, as such, they're going to be well loved. They're often going to have rounded corners. Sometimes they have a little crease or a bend in them. They are often miscut and off-centered and, you know, looking like cards used to look in 1969, because that's when it was made. This one is for the Tigers. It's Norm Cash, and yeah, we've got creases and bent corners, and this one is very well loved. And there's your 50th anniversary stamp for the Norm Cash buyback card. Had someone once get one of these, and when they received it in the mail, you know, they were like so upset that it wasn't minty mint and perfect, but you know, there really hardly wasn't even such a thing as a perfect card in 1969. You were lucky if they didn't cut off half the player. I mean, they were always a hot mess in the old days, right? At least the ones I've ever come across have been. Unlike today, where the quality is pretty consistent most of the time. Every once in a while, you'll find some craziness even today, but certainly a lot more consistent quality than it was for many, many years. All right, we'll stop and take a look at these and then open the rest of the packs after we take a little pass through what we've got here. Here's another one of our black border cards. This one is Lorenzo Cain for the Brewers, again with an announced print run of 50, but this one has the additional bonus of also being a high number short print, in addition to having your black border there for the Lorenzo Cain and the Brewers. Award winner Max Scherzer. I guess Carlos is normal. I don't know why he caught my eye there, but looks like he shouldn't have, because everything looks to be a base card. Award winner Giancarlo Stanton. Note he is a Mariner on that card, so that will go to the Mariners, of course. We have another autograph out of this box, so not too shabby so far tonight with a couple of autographs already out. It is for my Cincinnati Reds, no less, and it's Jackson Stevens. Miracle Mets again. And with a now and then, or then and now, I think it is. I always want to say it's, no, it is now and then. Yeah, that is correct. It is now and then. I always, somehow or another, I always have that backwards in my head. Whatever I say, I think it's the opposite most of the time. Jose Altuve on an award winner. So this box will represent our halfway point. When we get through it, we will be at exactly 50% of our half case break. That's kind of another reason it's a drag to do these a full case, because you're talking a couple of hours, 2.5 hours to do a case of these. If you did it all in one setting, the whole case, I mean. Although, we probably are going to start doing that with some things. I know there are definitely those of you who prefer full cases, no matter if they're long or not. Alrighty, back half of this box. Coming at you live right now. There was Miguel Andujar. Nice rookie for the Yankees this year. Another now and then. I generally just set the inserts aside. If you wonder where they go, why they don't go over here into this other stack, it's because I typically set them out separately in case someone has a question about one or we have to go back to it for any reason. In big breaks like this, if you have to sort back through that entire gigantic stack of base, it would be kind of a sad experience. So, generally speaking, I do try to take the inserts as we go along and just create kind of an insert stack, if you will. So that way, if we had to go back and take a look at something, we could do it a little more easily. There's another Lorenzo Cain high number short print. And then we have Gonzalez here. Why did I say Gonzalez? We have Odorizzi here. I was like looking ahead or behind. Where did I get Gonzalez? I have no idea. This is numbered to 569. It is a chrome refractor for the Twins. Not at all Gonzalez. I have no idea where that came from. I can't even figure out what card who I even thought that was. I have no idea. It's one of those crazy kind of moments. Does happen from time to time, though. Brock Holt, man, can you still believe Brock Holt hit for the cycle? That was crazy. J.D. Martinez for the Red Sox. That was a high number short print. Jake Arrieta and the Phillies. That is an action image variation. All right, box number 3 in the books. That is the halfway point of Heritage High number tonight. And we'll have another 1969 buyback as our box topper here, it looks like. I don't know why I put my scissors like way back over there where I couldn't reach them. That was kind of silly considering that we have all these left to go. I'm not sure if I cut that. I did. Well, maybe I missed. Did I miss an edge? No, I guess it's coming out of there. It's for my Cincinnati Reds, and it's Mel Queen. And once again, like our other original 1969 card, quite well-worn, well-loved kind of scenario there. So anything changed with the baseball game? Score still the same? We've got to be close to finishing up that game, shouldn't we? Where are we with the innings? Well, the other thing I've noticed about the playoffs in general, I've had a lot of challenged calls. And, of course, the one game, what was that referee's name? Angel somebody or Angel somebody. And he had like 6 reviews or something in one game. It was insane. And he lost probably half of them. Like, he's terrible. He shouldn't even be calling playoff games. But it seems like there have been an extraordinary number of reviews throughout the playoffs. 4-2 Astros. Thank you, Ezekiel. I appreciate the update on that. Jordan Hicks and the Cardinals. That is to 999 Chrome Parallel. There's another Jake Arrieta. That is the high number short print. The one where he's pitching was the action image variation. That's high number short. Still seems weird for Arrieta to be a Philly to me. An action image variation for Lourdes Gurriel Jr. for the Blue Jays. You're going to find this hard to believe, but we're already in our pre-orders for 2019 Heritage. Not high number, but regular Heritage. Yeah, already in pre-orders for that. And of course, already had to pre-order our Series 1 a bit back as well. So Topps really makes you order way in advance. Panini, not as much. You know, Panini maybe a couple months out usually, sometimes shorter than that, but usually a couple months. But with Topps, it's often 6 months or so out that you're having to pre-order things, and it's always such a guess. I mean, for sure, there are certain products that you just have a kind of a baseline quantity that you want to order. But then there are other products, it depends on how the season goes, you know, as to how much of it you want to have on hand. And doing it 6 months out is always such a challenge to try to get the right amount of something ordered. Of course, even when you do try to get the right amount of something ordered, half the time they don't give you what you order. So the wonderful life of allocations, like the only thing in the world I can think of that you have to beg to spend money. And they argue with you and tell you no. No, we don't want your money. You can't have that. I guess that would be the business to own, wouldn't it? If you owned a card distributor, a trading card distributorship. Man, I guess those guys are making bank. Yeah, I mean, think about that, though. You have to beg to spend money with them. All sales are final, so there's never, you know, any return or anything like that. That is a high number short print for the Orioles. They decide entirely, you know, what you're able to buy and not able to buy. And then they always hold back a certain amount and sell it for way above what it's supposed to be sold for additional profit. And they don't even absorb the credit card fees. You have to pay the credit card fees too. So they tell you what the price is, but that's not really the price, because they're all then going to add 2 to 3% on top of that before you know what you're actually paying them. There's a rookie performer again for the Padres. So there are not too many businesses I can think of that have it made like that. Especially customer having to also pay the credit card fees. Like, that's just unheard of. Although you might remember way back, well, this is definitely going to age me a bit, but you remember way back when you would go buy gas, this Vizcano is a high number short print for the Braves. Thought he was, but he went by me. I had to grab him out and take another look at him. But yeah, way back when you'd go to the gas pump, there'd be a cash price and a credit price. Do you remember that? Anthony Rendon, this is for the Washington Nationals. It's numbered to 99. Game Used Relic Clubhouse Collection is our hit out of this box. Yeah, so we're a long ways from the days where you paid an extra 2 or 3 cents per gallon at the pump if you were paying with a credit card, to now we all go through drive-thrus and pay for a, you know, a $5 meal with our credit cards, and they prefer it. That's the other thing, because it's faster for them. Yonder Alonso for the Indians. High number short print. So yeah, some of that stuff's pretty crazy. And the way that the card distributors do their business. At least the one trick I did learn is I always try to order from them using a credit card with rewards points, because at least then I make up some of the 2.5 or so extra percent that I have to pay them for everything. You at least get a little bit of it rebated back. Not much, but some. We're going to have a strip of cards as our box topper out of this one. So, of course, it will go over with our other strips of cards that we'll take a look at the end of the break to figure out where they go. Which, just as a reminder, if someone owns 2 of the 3 teams, 2 or more of the 3 teams, they would take it outright. You do have to own 51% or more to take something outright. For obvious reasons, we couldn't do, 50%, because then nobody could take it outright. So, Indians, Cardinals, and Diamondbacks on this one. These wrappers just don't tear quite as handily as the wrappers on Chrome do. Chrome, you can just kind of, down you go. Not as much on these wrappers. They're a little harder to navigate with the one pull, anyway. Any interesting upsets today in college football? Does anybody follow college football? I didn't really have the television on earlier today. I was working on sorting and, of course, got as much shipping done as I could before the post office closed. They always close early on Saturdays, of course. And then I had some other stuff to do, so I couldn't really have the television on until time for the baseball game, and I kind of watched it in the background. But so I haven't seen any college football updates today. I don't know if we had any big upsets. I don't know if we had anything interesting at all happen. Did Alabama and LSU play today, or do they play tomorrow? I hope it's... Oh, no, they wouldn't be playing tomorrow. Tomorrow's Sunday. They would have had to have played today. What am I saying? Today is Saturday, not Friday. So, yeah, how'd that game come out? Does anybody know how that went? That's pretty bad. I can't keep up with the day of the week, huh? They all kind of blend into one. Especially, it seems like in the winter. I don't know why. We're not even in the winter yet, but daggone, it's cold outside. It feels like we're in the winter. Here is our hit out of this box, and it's Bryce Harper, Clubhouse Collection relic for the Nationals. Might be the last year that we see Bryce Harper on a card at a National, huh? They're anticipating, of course, that he will likely leave in free agency. You never know. I mean, the Nats might be able to hang on to him, but I don't think anybody's really projecting that they will. LSU and Georgia. I said LSU and Alabama. Duh. LSU and Georgia. And LSU won. Oh, I like that plan. Alex Cobb, high number short print. Why did I think it was Alabama? I don't know. What was the score? I mean, did LSU like thump them good or just kind of barely beat them? Not that it matters. A win is a win, but it kind of matters. Because I kind of want to know how badly they were beaten. Mainly because, of course, my University of Kentucky Wildcats went down and lost their first game down at Texas A&M. Shouldn't have lost it, but did. And so the fact that Georgia lost today actually helps me out because we're now both one loss. You wouldn't normally think we'd even be talking about the possibility of Kentucky being in the picture for any part of the SEC East. However, this year we kind of are. And we've got Missouri. This is our bye week. We've got Missouri next week, and then we've got Georgia the week after that. Oh, they got thumped pretty good. Oh, 36-16. Oh. Well, I'm glad we're not playing them next week then, because they're going to be out for blood after they took that thumping. So I'm glad then that we've got Missouri in between, but that kind of helps my case a little bit that they went down and lost. Dang, I'm surprised they lost by that much, though. That is just a flat-out drubbing. Of course, I shouldn't say anything. I mean, UK has always got a tenuous hold on winning when it comes to football. I mean, we look good this year, but then we look terrible down at A&M, and we lost. But hopefully we're going to come back and look like we looked in all the games before A&M, in which case we might really be able to contend. You never know. And the Georgia game's at Kentucky, so it's here. Gives us a slight advantage. And then if it came down to a tiebreaker, if we were to beat Georgia, that would be the tiebreaker. So I don't know. It's kind of doable. Kind of doable. The fact that they lost today doesn't make me too sad. But I definitely am glad I'm not playing them the week they come off the loss. Although, unless next week's their bye week, and then we'd still be their next game. I don't know if next week's a bye week for them or not, though. Possibly, I guess. It's about that time of year where everybody's starting to hit their buys. Now there's a nice one for the Braves. That's an action image variation for Mr. Ronald Acuna. So Braves with a nice hit there. Tim Beckham, chrome parallel to 999. There's a Jake Arrieta once again as a high number short print. Oh, next week is the bye week for Georgia. Daggone it. That's terrible. Crud. So that means we will be their next game after just getting thumped. Oh, thumped and they have a bye week. Oh, brother. Oh, no. That's okay. Now I'm not feeling quite as happy about my circumstances. Oh boy. Of course, we got to deal with Missouri first anyway, so it doesn't really matter till we see how things come out at Mizzou. Anyway, but wow, a week's rest and in need of redemption. I guess my only backup there is the fact that it is at Kentucky. If it was at Georgia, that would be even worse. So at least it's here. So we can have a little crowd support trying to help us. Ezekiel, I like that you are like on it with the college football info, man. You are right in the thick of that. I don't keep up with it as much as I should. I watch select games with it. And of course, you know, I'm interested in the SEC more so than the other conferences because that's where my Wildcats play. But I do like college football a lot. I like pro football a little better, though. But basketball is the opposite. I like college basketball much better than I like pro basketball. Oh, wow. That's a really old Seattle card, Pilots. So, of course, Pilots, formerly Mariners, now on the box topper. Last box mojo coming up. I'm going to tell you what, I should have probably worn my wrist brace tonight. Maybe I have to start wearing, I think, a wrist brace when I do these really long breaks because my, I don't know, I think I'm getting carpal tunnel or something in my right wrist. It starts to kind of go a little crazy on me some nights when we've got a lot of cards in the break. Oh, you said the Pilots are the Brewers. Really? I thought the Pilots were the Mariners. Well, there you go. Either way, I always look that stuff up, so we would have caught it here shortly. But I did think they were I did think the Pilots were the Mariners. So, but thank you, Evolved, and that will give us a little something to work with there when we go look all that up here in a bit at the end of the break. Yeah, we had a Washington Senators the other night, and of course, you know, the Senators became both the Twins and the Rangers, depending on what year you're talking about. So I had to go look that up too, because it's, you know, like, why did they allow so many franchises to come and go, all called the Washington Senators? Who knows? But yeah, sometimes, things don't go in the direction we expect them to go. We are closing in on at least getting them all out of the packs. Alrighty, is Bartolo, no, he's just a base. And there is a Yu Darvish black border for the Cubbies. Of course, again, the black border's with an announced print run of 50. They're not actually numbered on the card, but rather just had the print run announced by Topps. Another Reggie Jackson. He's an Oakland A on that one. in our little Reggie Jackson retrospective inserts. Neil Walker, of course, is a high number short print. We've seen him a few times this evening already. Jose Altuve, award winner insert. So we've got 5-star baseball coming up on Wednesday for those of you who like 5-star. I like 5-star. And that is coming out on Wednesday along with, of course, there's another Christian Yelich short print high number. Along with our Immaculate Basketball and Phoenix Football. So another big release week we'll be hitting on Wednesday. I think we were originally supposed to have an update on this week too, and I believe that's another one that got moved. So many of the things that were to have broken in September and even into October for Topps all got pushed back, and of course Archives, none farther back than Archives. Good grief, that should have been out 2 months ago or so. But they moved it around. We still haven't seen it. But I think it's coming up pretty soon. I don't think we're terribly far off from getting to it. I will have to see if they sent me an updated calendar. That's an action image variation, Garrett Cole and the Astros. Usually on Fridays is when they call us, or don't call us really. They just send us a little calendar update. This is what Panini's moved. This is what Topps has moved. And of course, we all know sometimes Leaf doesn't tell us they've moved something until the day of release. That happened to us earlier this year. Crazy. To $9.99, that was Brandon Morrow. And that is another high number short print, Yonder Alonso. And here's our hit, finally. It was hiding from us in this box. Our last hit out in this half case is numbered to 99, and it is Masahiro Tanaka for the Yankees Clubhouse Collection Relic Game Used. Another Miracle Met. And a few more little base cards, and that has us wrapped up. Now, we do have, of course, our recap to do. We don't have a lot of hits in here to recap, so it shouldn't take us too terribly long to accomplish that. But we do have some housekeeping things to do. So we've got these cards that we need to give out by way of random. We've got the pilots that we need to check out. And of course, Javel's already been kind enough to check that out for us and let us know that the pilots are actually the Brewers. But you know how we roll. I will just go back and double check that. Not that I do not trust Javel, because I do absolutely 100% trust that what you are saying is correct. But just like I always do, guys, we will verify it, or I will verify it. I mean, come on, we even went to the Topps checklist for Aaron Judge and the Yankees, and when it was a redemption. I mean, it's just how I do it. So don't take it personally when you guys give me the information and I look it up later. I just like to make sure that everything is the way that we expect it to be. Okay, so yeah, 1969, they were the Seattle Pilots, moved to Milwaukee in 1970 and became the Milwaukee Brewers. So 100% exactly what Yaval told us, which I expected it to be. But that way, this is all settled up as a Brewer on that original 1969 card there. We'll take a quick little look through. These are mostly our action image variations and our high number short prints. There's a black border in there, of course. The nice Acuna action image. A lot of these obviously we see in here multiple times. Another black border, that one for the Brewers. This, though, the throwback jersey. The throwback jerseys, yeah, those don't come out quite as often. That's for the A's with Jonathan LaCroix. So that's nice. And then our other little stack that I have set aside here, that's Chrome to $9.99, Chrome to $9.99, same as. That's another buyback for the Reds. This, of course, a refractor to $569 on that Chrome, a buyback for the Tigers. Chrome to $9.99, a black border Jay Bruce for the Mets, and a chrome refractor for the Rangers to $569. Once again, I'm sure that there are probably other high number short prints that are in those base cards that I did not sort out and set out separately as we went along. But of course, all the cards are shipping in here, so if you saw it go by, you are going to get it. And absolutely, we will do another sort going along the way as well, checking those out when we sort. So we're looking first at, I switched your view too soon. Let me switch you back to me. We're looking first at this, Diamondbacks, Indians, and Cardinals. So we're going to find out if anyone owns two of the three teams. We have a couple people in here that each own a lot of teams, so it's definitely possible. Lions Super Bowl 20 has the Diamondbacks. Groovy Y has the Indians. And our St. Louis Cardinals is Fawn Lake Road. So, in fact, that one is going to end up going to random. I'm going to set it aside. We're going to kind of rinse and repeat here with the next one. This is Braves, Indians, and Angels. So, let's go back to our spreadsheet again. So the Atlanta Braves, that's Triton 03. Our Cleveland Indians, that's Groovy Y. And our Angels, where are you, Angels? Our Angels is DJ Colon or something, maybe not at all close to that. We'll just call it DJ. So different team owners there as well. Then we'll flip back and take a look at the last one. That is Yankees, Braves, and Cardinals. And we'll take a look and see if anybody's got two of the three on that one. So the Yankees, that is Nicabella Bean. And then the Braves, Triton again. And then our Cardinals down here, Fawn Lake Road. So we've got three different team owners on all three of our cards. So here's what's going to happen. I'm going to go to random. I'm simply going to type in left, middle, and right. I will hit random 3 different times. The first 2 will not count. It will only be the third and final random that will make the determination. And basically, then that's the way it'll work. If it came up middle, and go to all the teams on the middle of the card. If it comes up right, all the teams on the right, and so on. So let's head over to random.org and try and get that squared away here. Okay, so once again, third random makes the decision. So ignore the first one. Ignore the second one. Here comes our third and final. There you see 3 times. Our date and time stamp comes up as the left-hand side of the card. So it will go to the Braves for this one, to the Yankees for this one, with the nice Gleyber Torres on the end there, and the Diamondbacks for that one. So that's how those 3 box toppers are awarded. To recap our hits, the Kansas City Royals had a clubhouse collection for Whit Merrifield. Masahiro Tanaka for the Yankees. That is a relic numbered to 99 game-used clubhouse collection. Then we have Mr. Bryce Harper for the Nationals, same as clubhouse collection relic. Anthony Rendon also for the Nationals. That one, though, numbered to 99. Our autographs in here were Jackson Stevens for my Cincinnati Reds and Mr. Ian Happ for the Cubbies. So that is our break tonight. That is everything that we have to open. I will put spreadsheet information up here one final time for anyone who might have missed it earlier, or if you simply want another look at what's coming up in the days ahead and or what's coming up shipping wise. So I'm not going to read through all of this again because I've read through it a few different times here in the break. But if you did not see it earlier, please take a minute and take a look at it right now. There's 2 different anticipated shipping dates, one for the free breaks and one for the paid shipping breaks. And there's information there about consolation cards and how that works too if you happen to not pull something in your break tonight. And coming up in the days ahead, please remember tomorrow night we're starting early at 9:15. We'll open an autographed baseball jersey, an autographed basketball jersey, and then a full 16-box master case of Upper Deck Goodwin Champions. On Monday, it'll be a half case of mini helmets, a full case of TriStar Game Day Greats autographed football jerseys, and a full case of Impeccable football. On Tuesday, we're going to open some 2007 Upper Deck Premier football, more Impeccable, some Topps Gold Label baseball again, and more Bowman Chrome. On Wednesday, we're also going to start early. We'll start at 9:30 Wednesday night. We'll open 5-star baseball, Immaculate basketball, and a master case, which is 2 8-box cases of Phoenix football. All that comes out Wednesday. We'll bust into every bit of it Wednesday night. On Thursday, 5-star Immaculate baseball and Impeccable football. And that is how things look for the days ahead. And I believe that's it for me tonight. So one more time, thank you for joining me. I appreciate having you here. We'll be back at it tomorrow night. So hopefully I'll see you again then. Or if not then, sometime soon. Enjoy the rest of your weekend now. Bye-bye.